And welcome back. It happens to be a Sunday evening. I went to the flicks to see the new Lord of the Rings film, which is an animation version of it, which goes back to 100 years before the real trilogy story came out, about 25 years ago, basically. Not talking about that today. Regarding lithium batteries, they have a high capacity um, of storing energy in such a small space regarding the battery technology which we're used to. And obviously, the small batteries can be really handy for certain devices. If you can upgrade a radio or a stereo, which replaces those big size D or size C batteries, which cost hell of a lot of money, and it can power your devices for a lot more longer time. Laptops and mobile phones, obviously they have a protection system inside, so the battery doesn't overheat and it cuts out as a safety feature. Things you have to know about lithium batteries when it comes to EVs. There's at least 8,000 cells in one big block which is underneath the car, and the warranty on these batteries for these cars, you have to read it pretty carefully, because it's like if you recharge normal rechargeable batteries, same conditions, the warranty thingy bob. The people don't know, if you do these super instant charges of EVs, which takes around about 10 minutes or half an hour, in the long run, if you keep on using it, it will shorten life of the batteries and its capacity to store energy and charge. It works the same way as mobile phones. The batteries in them, even if it's incorporated in mobile phones, and when it's dead, you have to throw the bloody thing away. And probably it's the same thing with the electric car, because it's a very expensive piece of hardware to replace a battery. They say 10 years you can replace it, but if 5 years, if you really in real life duty cycle they are. And the fact is, the more you charge them on a fast charge, the more you shorten its life, right? If you do a full charge, when it's around about 20% or 15% of the load, the capacity of the battery, you have to do a full charge, which takes a few hours. That makes more efficient the charge itself. The problem is lithium batteries for electric cars, they suffer from the cold, especially it's winter times and it goes sub-zero, and you lose 40% of your charge. This is a thing which is true. And another thing is you have to watch out. Why on electric cars they don't build an alternator while you run an electric car? The battery charges, because when it runs out of electrical charge and you don't manage to arrive to a charging station without electrical energy, you won't be able to operate nothing on it, because it's all electric. And therefore there's this thing which is called the charging see what they call it in Italian. Calcolaranza, they call it in Italian. You're always anxious about with your charge of your battery will take you to the nearest charging station. And obviously EVs are not good for long journeys. You have to do pit stops, and you have to wait about a few hours, 2 hours, to charge it up properly, because a rapid charge, when you start running, it certainly goes down. It doesn't suffer from a memory effect like of old rechargeable batteries did, like, you know, like TV cameras and stuff like that. Lithium batteries do not suffer from that, but you know, you do have to follow the procedures of charging what the manufacturer states for that model and make of car, and you have to use the providing cabling which comes with it, because if you go for an aftermarket thingy bob for charging, we're talking about high voltages here, and high voltages, if it's not the right cables, can lead to a short circuit, electrical fire. And the fact is, when you're charging these things, they're vulnerable even for fires. They're septic to even floods as well. Electrical EV flooded out is more dangerous than it's flat, because the battery just expands due to the moistened water inside, and it just explodes, catches fire. And the costs of replacing an EV battery is not just one thing for an ordinary car. It's the whole damn battery pack, which is 1/3 of the weight of the car itself. Tesla model, you're talking about 25,000 hours, 30,000 hours with a battery. Within 5 years, you have to change it. It's more than the bloody car's worth. And EV's only good if you do an urban trip around town, around the city, and you have a garage or driveway you can charge these things overnight. That's convenient. But the thing is, most people have not. Where are they going to charge it? They can't charge it at home. There are very few charging points, and creating charging stations like petrol stations is a huge financial investment for a profit return which is absolutely zero.